I'll never know why some needs are worn. I can't explain the rainbow in the sky.
Okay, it's 20 past 10. We've just arrived at Lusk southbound. It's an Applegreen Services. I haven't plugged in yet. So there we go. We've arrived this time with 15% and 10 miles, so an extra mile. It was about the same distance. Google Maps said 70.5. I think the last one was supposed to be 71. I forgot to reset the trip, so it shows 61.8 at the moment. But I forgot to set the trip, so I don't know exactly how much it was. We have so far a total of still 3.8 miles per kilowatt, 146 miles total, with an average of 50 miles per hour. As you can see, that one there was 54 mile per hour average. Some roadworks and things was getting in the way there. It slowed me down a few times. Seemed to be doing some roadworks in some of the sections, so it slowed down a couple of times. So that's that. I'm going to plug in here now and I'll see what this charger's like. I'll reconnect back again when I get, this time I'll go and get some coffee. The last place, the coffee shop, the shop was shutting down, so they were cleaning the roadworks. Are good for range. Yeah, it did help a little bit, I guess, and I happened to be stuck behind a lorry as well, which was handy. Yeah, the last place, they were shutting down or closing down for the night, and they were cleaning the coffee machine, so I didn't even get a coffee. So I'm going in here now to get a coffee, and I'll connect back in a minute. I just wanted to give you the technical details there of the trip, and I'll talk to you now in a minute. I'll reconnect now in about 10 minutes. It's 20 past 10 now. I'll be connecting up the charge. Oh, back again. Just had a wee Burger King there. This charger seems to be charging a little slow. We arrived here at it's 20 to 10 now. We arrived, I think it was 20 past when we arrived here, and I've only got 66% so far. Feels like it's running slow. I do find that some of these chargers, the ones around where I live, tend to put in about 120 amps. They're rated at 500 volts. I know that works out at something like 60 kilowatts, somebody has told me, but it's something to do with the battery volts are limited to 400 volts, I think it was. So it actually works out, you get the Soul basically can actually take 70 kilowatts if you can get a charger that will give you it. There's none here in North or South Ireland at all. So it feels like it's running slow. Some of them do charge a little slower. We're at 69% now. So anyway, I'll quickly answer a question. Somebody asked me at the last stop, the first stop, why am I doing this? Why have I not something better to do on a Friday night, than drive through the night, do 500 miles non-stop? And there's three kind of answers to that. So the first answer is it's really to showcase the Soul. The Soul's an unloved car. I feel it's a Marmite car, a bit like the first gen Leaf was. It's a car that a lot of people don't like or love. I've always been I've always liked the Soul, even the Gen 1 or Mark 1 or whatever you want to call it. I've always liked the first Soul. So the second gen Soul, I liked it as well. That's the first part. I do actually like the car. A lot of people don't like the car, so this kind of showcased this car because it's an unknown car. A lot of people now, I know in Southern Ireland they don't even sell this car. It's only in the UK, and Kia didn't even advertise it. This car's 4-year-old. It's got 44,000 miles on the clock, and I don't treat this car very well, and it hadn't had a great starting life either. So this was a dealer demo car. It had 3,500 miles on it when I first bought it. They had it for 2 years, 3 months when I bought it. I've had it for about 18 months now, and it's now got 44,500 miles on the clock inside my 18 months, so I've put over 40,000 on it in 18 months. My daily commute every day is 70 miles, and in the winter the Soul does about 70 to 73 miles. And as you seen earlier, oh, there's the thermal management kicking in on speed 3. It's flat out now, cooling the battery. So I back the Soul. This car is not treated. It hasn't started. It didn't get a great start in life because the first night I went to test drive it, it had only had 15% left in the battery, and judging by the green mould that was round all the windows, and the history, I'd looked at the histories in the infotainment. It had been driven hard by the looks of things according to the miles per kilowatt. No, I can actually hear it. Alan, I can actually hear it spinning up there. It started out, I could hear it spinning through the 3 speeds. When I first plugged in, when I arrived, it actually was spinning on speed 1, and then when I plugged it in, I actually heard it knock on to speed 2 when I went and got my burger and come back, and now since I've been talking here, it's slipped on to speed 3. It's buzzing away rightly there now. Yeah, this car is not, it didn't have a great start in life, so the dealer didn't treat it very well, and I certainly don't treat it well. It's a workhorse. I put lots of miles on it, and because I put lots of miles on it, my daily commute's 70 mile every day, and in the winter time I only get 70 to 75. If I drive at 55, I can get the 75, 80. So I have lost count the amount of times I've arrived back home or at the charger with 1%. And the thing about the Soul is, when you hit 0%, you're dead at the side of the road. 1% is as far as you can go on a Soul. It's not like a Leaf where you've got another 5 miles left. But I've just got used to that, and I know what this car can do. So that means, side note to that, I have to rapid charge this car 5 days a week. Every day in life since I've had this car for 18 months, this car has been rapid charged to 84% every day, Monday to Friday. Weekends I'm a bit more lax. And then every night it's charged to 100% on the cheaper night rate at home. So the car isn't treated the way they say electric cars should be treated. Don't charge them up to 100%. The thing with the Soul is you've got 27 kilowatts of usable battery, but there's actually, I believe it's like 30.5 is the total capacity, something around that. I'm sure somebody will correct me on it, but it's somewhere around that. So there's a large buffer top, so even though you're showing 100, you're probably only actually 95. So yeah, so that's the first part of the question. Why am I doing this? Is to sort of showcase the Soul is a good car, and even though it's a low range car, you can still use it for long trips. I've been to Dublin back in a day before, which is about 320 miles. I did a Guinness tour and various plug-ins on the way down, and when I was in Dublin, and we got home and there was no issues. So that's the first part. The second part then is for my next car. In a year and a half time I'll be considering a change, so obviously Kia Niro, Kona, they're on the list for sure. I'm well impressed in the Kia. This is the first Kia I've ever owned. Very impressed with the burger. Well impressed with the build quality. The service I get from Kia themselves is top notch. I can't fault it. It's been a great experience having this first Kia. So obviously Kia Niro, Kona are top of the list. I've always said 150 miles is my sweet spot for winter range. If I could get a car that would do 140, 150 winter range, that's kind of my sweet spot. So I guess it's going to be, I'd love a 64 kilowatt, but in reality probably a 40 kilowatt would do me fine when I've managed fine with the 27 kilowatts. And any of those cars have thermal management, so there's no issues any other way. So in a year and a half's time I'm going to do this trip again and see how fast I can do it with a car with either 40 or 64 kilowatts of battery. So that's kind of another reason for doing it. And the third reason, it's really a poke in the eye at Nissan. I would have almost bought a Nissan Leaf because of the price of them, I would have actually almost considered changing from this car early. And I'm sorry, but after I drove it and I really liked it. Just after it was launched, just almost as soon as it was launched, there was a car arrived at a dealership and I got a chance to drive it. One of the first drives, and it was a lovely car to drive. Then the Rapid Gate thing came out. Now, as you'll see if you've looked at the map, Ireland's not a big place, so I'm driving 250 miles south and 250 miles back home again. Now that's, if you look where Wexford is, it's right in the lower, right hand corner of Ireland, so it's almost right to the bottom. So it's not a big country, so Rapid Gate wouldn't really affect me, really. But in my head, I'm thinking it's a built-in flaw. They've not put thermal management in that car. In my mind, they'd have been better doing without the e-pedal or all these fancy gadgets, and just put some active thermal management in their car. This car's now 86%. I think it's half an hour. It's 48 minutes. It took 30 minutes on this charger. That's why I think it's running slow. It took 30 minutes to get from 15% to 86% it's at now, and that's second rapid charge. And I had to charge it when I was at home as well, from 50% today on a level 2 charge. It was sitting on when I was before I left, so it had been charging before I left. It's done one rapid charge. It's drove at 60 miles per hour most of the way. Well, yeah, basically 60 miles an hour the whole way here, and it's charged twice, rapid charged, and the thermal management's doing its job. So yes, it's kind of a poke at Nissan, because they really have dropped the ball with their Nissan Leaf, in my opinion. Even though it would do my job every day, for me it's a built-in flaw. They should have put thermal management in it, because that car is a good car. It could have been an awesome car, in my opinion, if they'd put thermal management in it. I probably would have bought one, because Nero, dear knows when it'll be. It's going to be a lot more expensive, let's face it. Kona, it's out now. Maybe would have considered changing into it, but I have another year and a half to go on this, so I've got time to wait, and I might get another demo car. Who knows? I picked this one up at a great price. So that's my 3 answers to why I'm doing this trip. I'm sitting at 89% now, so there's just clicked on to 10:02. So I arrived here at 20 past, and I was talking to you guys I think at 20 past, so I even spent another 2 or 3 minutes footering it, because I've never used this particular charger before, so I had to figure out how to connect up. So probably around the 26-7 minute mark, I'm at 89% already. So that's it. I can hear the active thermal management spinning away still there. Leave here, I think. Oh no, where is my next one? What is it? It's south of Dublin. It's another service station, a Topaz. I think it's a Topaz service station with another rapid charger at it. And then after I reach that and charge there, it's not as far this time. Them two were the longest stints. They were both 71-ish miles. This next one I think is only 65 or 68, it's slightly shorter. I think I can do Wexford, turn, come back again to that same charger, so I'll be going to the same chargers on the way up again. So I'll be at Lusk northbound on the way home, and I'll be at the same charger I started at. Yeah, I'm not sure what Nissan were thinking either. It should have had thermal management. That's just it. It should have had it. You see people talking about e-pedal and all this. See this, even the Kona and the Nero, the way Bjorn's showing it, having to touch a steering wheel every 20-30 seconds, that's not self-driving. It's like, I've driven, what have I done now, 157 something miles now. It really isn't that hard to hold on to a steering wheel. Your elbow on the armrest and your hand on the steering wheel. It's no great deal. I can do without this auto steering thing all day long. Not one bit worried about it. I would have rather had thermal management. Just hands down, that's what it should have been. That's what's put me off it. So we're now at 92%, so I'm way beyond what I should have been. I should have been moved on about five minutes ago. But I was late getting my burger in me there, so no coffee again. Cost is shut. I'll get coffee yet, so I'm having to work with this. It's the only caffeine intake I can get. Okay. Right, it says here, just spotted them. I'm a head biter. Jelly babies. Okay. I'll see you in about, say this is a shorter stint. I guess it's going to be around the hour, 15 minutes, if anybody else is on. It's now 5 to 11 UK time zone. So I guess if anybody's watching here, they'll all be in bed. Okay, I'll see you in an hour and 15 minutes or so. Bye.
You